Good morning, my little weirdos. My. What a juicy little story I have for you today. If you have not heard, there is I believe it's an election, he's a data specialist, Stephen Spoonamore. And I believe he's Republican, been a lifelong Republican. Um, Now the Democrats were very. I'm fiddling with my glasses because I've been saying this from the start, and apparently, for everybody that said I'm just a bad loser, suck it up. Democrats have been very careful about screaming fraud, and as he calls it, and not appearing. I mean, y'all lost 4 years ago, and you have spent the entire 4 years saying it was rigged and it was unfair. You were cheated. Okay? In the presidential campaign rallies for this election, he stated it over and over. You all do. And there have been recounts and recounts and recounts and recounts and hand recounts, and nothing was ever found of substance that would make a difference. Even if they took whatever the small things they found, and the cheating was done by Republicans, may I tell you, or remind you, the small amount of fraud and shit that was found in the 2020 election, the small amount, wouldn't have changed the results. And so this year we have been very careful, no matter how sus it seemed. And there are a lot of things that are very sus about this. We haven't been doing that because we didn't want to be sinking to your level and just screaming it without proof, because you guys had no proof. We did recounts. We did several in some states, and there was nothing. Over 60 lawsuits were all slapped down because you had no proof. So you were looking, the thing about when somebody says something over and over and over and over, and accusing another group of people or another person of doing something, and they keep saying it over and over and over and over ad nauseum, generally that's called projection. Usually it's kind of like when the saying when somebody farts, he who smelt it dealt it, because it's around you're the first one that smells it, so it's probably coming from you. That's what it means. That saying means. And that's what projection is. If they say they're cheating, they always cheat, they're vile, you're telling on yourself, because you know you are that. And you just want to tell everybody, I'm not that way, trying to make them believe you, while you're trying to make yourself believe yourself. But the person is so focused on getting the focus off themselves by pointing the finger at somebody else, even when there's proof that somebody else's didn't do or say whatever. That is what projection is, because it's bugging you that you're like that. You know people are going to see that. So you try to divert and get the attention and project. But what you're doing is you're accusing other people of what you subconsciously know you're guilty of. And gaslighting is the same. It's the same type. It's just making you believe that what you know is truth, is in fact not truth. In fact, so they're a little different. But the same type of subliminal manipulation. So we have been very careful about that. But I told you on a video several days ago that Harris site for the campaign quietly, without fanfare, changed the bottom. The Trump did this too 4 years ago. Instead of saying funds will go for the campaign, but it was changed to word the small print funds for legal costs. So I knew. I told you. I think she's keeping things very close to the chest because as the ex-attorney general and prosecutor, you have to keep like your ace up the sleeve type of thing. You got to keep that something that you're not. Same thing when there's criminal cases, crimes and stuff. When the police, they'll release information if they need the public's help, but they have like one or two things that they don't mention that only the suspect, the criminal or anybody who viewed it would know. And so if somebody mentions that, they know that we should probably listen to this person knows something because they know stuff that wasn't made known to the public. Kind of the same idea. I told you. Well, Steven Spoonamore, like I said, is a lifelong, he's a data specialist, like checking. He checked, and some of the things with the bullet ballots, I hadn't even heard of that. The digital kind of bullet ballot type of thing. I did not know about that. I mean, I knew they did that, but I didn't even know it had a term. Bullet ballot is when you only vote for the top president. There's only one choice on there. There's one position and one choice. And the thing is, those kind of like, they disappear afterwards. There's no way to like yeah. So, if there's no proof, then it wasn't voted as far as I'm concerned. If you don't have those in there, I bet it's a lot changed because there was many of them. I mean, we're talking a lot of them. And interestingly enough, they were only in swing states. Isn't it a swing state where Elon tried to play his contest games? Elon. And I've said this on videos saying I don't want to get too volatile right now because I want to see if any experts speak up. Anybody who watches me knows I've said that. But we voted a lot. I worked a polling place here in Jersey. A lot of provisional ballots, which means they requested a mail-in ballot and either A, they didn't get it, or they didn't get it in time where they could mail it back and they couldn't just drop it in a ballot box. Or they did vote it and they mailed it just a few days ago and they're not sure if it's going to get there in time because somebody told them about, the post office takes a lot longer now and they thought, oh, well, I better go. Yeah, so and I worked elections, not in Jersey, but in Arizona decades ago, and we had a lot here in my precinct, a lot, and I'm wondering if they used, because a lot of times I'm used to, if somebody says, if I look them up and it says you had a mail-in ballot and they're like, and they would be very stammery most of the time. I mentioned that to the people I worked with too when there was nobody there waiting to vote. I would say things like, that's kind of weird because normally when I say it says you asked for a mail-in ballot, they'll say, oh yeah, but I never mailed it in, or oh yeah, but I never got it. Right off, they volunteer that. And this time, when I'd say, well, it says here that you were, sent a mail-in ballot or you requested a mail-in ballot. And they'll be just like stammering, either, yeah, but I didn't, yeah, very much stammering, like they didn't quite. And usually, if you requested a mail-in ballot, you would have to know if A, you got it, B, if you got it but didn't mail it back, or C, or like I said, C, got it, filled it out, mailed it in, but you're not sure it's going to get there, type of thing. And they know. How are you confused? You know? I mean, how many times is a mail-in ballot request? Seriously. And I even mentioned that a few times. I would be like, you guys have worked the election before. Do this many people seem like stumped for a minute when you say, did you vote? Did you mail it in? Did you vote it? They'll be like, they don't know what to say. Like they don't know the procedure for a mail-in ballot. You know what I'm saying? And that always kind of pricked my ear. I've mentioned on a few videos since the election too, that I have had this right here. It's like right under the solar plexus. I have had this really, my gut's been bugging me since the 6th. I've had a literal physical stomach ache. It's like it's not a cramp, it's not hunger, it's not like nauseous. It's just this, what I call it is my gut feeling. I know I'm getting emotional because I started wondering why do I keep getting this feeling, and this guy, the status specialist, saying what he said, it's the things that I have been saying just didn't feel right. Well, some of the things I've been saying, and I know this is stupid, I'm getting emotional, but for 2 weeks I've been tentatively saying it just doesn't add up to me. And my gut is never wrong. Something happened. I'm not necessarily saying to change the entire results, but either that or something significant enough, because I couldn't understand why this gut won't stop. And it's because I think something was done. And the thing is, some of these things the guy mentioned, look it up. He even wrote a duty to warn letter. When I upload this, I will put in my description, I will put the link to go read. It's long, and it was a duty to warn to Harris. I think it was November 15th. It was sent just a couple days back, and he lays out everything, and some of the things that were used. He said, I'll have to re-listen to it because I got all excited, like, I knew it. I'm not even fully finished with that. It's a video called Data Scientists Shocking Call for Election Recount Raises Scary Questions with Stephen Spoonamore. And it's the Tom Hartman program. This was just put up like 15 hours ago by him, the Tom Hartman program. Watch that. I will put a link. God, I said that the other day about something I forgot. I will put that in a link. This one is important. To read that duty to warn that was sent to Harris. I told you she changed things to legal cost. I told you that days and days ago, many days ago. They are fighting. Everybody was saying, how come Democrats just laid down and accepted it? And all this, the Starlink and the ballot burning, the boxes being burned. And by the way, Oregon, I think it's Oregon, has flame retardant inside, so they can't burn the ballots. Every state should be doing that. But she's taking this seriously because he's a top data specialist, data scientist, actually. I believe he's called. So I live much. Oh, are you sitting on? You're sitting on Rocky Gabriel's memorial board. Is that you telling me that I'm on the right track, Gabe? Wouldn't that be funny? But knowing that what I've been feeling in my gut is going to be looked at. I still have the feeling, but it's not as intense as it was this morning. And I was wondering, I noticed it too before I even sat down. I'm like, oh, I actually feel pretty good. My stomach's not bothering me. But it started bothering me again. But yeah, so it just seems awful strange, like I was saying, but when all of that stuff happened, and I've said this on another video or two, when all of that stuff happened, suddenly Elon with Starlink. See, now the thing is, those e-readers that we were using, if you had those, they told us in the training class that those are not connected to the internet, so people, for the hack, but they are connected to a network that is statewide for that state, so they can all tabulate with each other, making sure, checking who's some places call it a precinct, some people call it district, and within, so they can communicate the state itself, but it's not online. But that intra-state communication, digital communication network can still be touched with stuff, people that know what they're doing. And a person who is running a social media site, owns a social media site, is for the other candidate, now actively campaigning for him on and off the site, and has a satellite company, and has government contracts. I said before, that just seems very, it shouldn't be, I believe it's an illegal thing. You can't, you're biased. You can't be campaigning for somebody on the site that you own. That's supposed to be a public site, social media, pushing Donald Trump shit to people that don't follow that person, shoving it in their feed, shoving it in their face. And he did that. That itself should not, should be counted against them as in legality. And I just want to let you guys know, and I'm going to upload this, and I'm going to put that link in. God, please remember, Judy, remember to put the link in, because this is real important. You guys need to read that, and any little trolls that want to say anything about, oh, you're so desperate. Yeah, no, it's nothing like you. We didn't attack you. We didn't, demand immediate recounts and then demand it over and over and over. So no, it's nothing like you guys did, and it has nothing about walking and talking, walking the talk. Which inevitably, if any of you trolls are even smart enough to figure out to troll that, excuse me, that just popped out of nowhere. But I just wanted to let you know that was just a couple days back that this duty to warn letter was sent by the data scientist, Stephen Spoonmore. So, my, how the tides may be turning. The thing is, he said there was some of these things, I think it was he saying the bullet ballots or something, there was something that he said was used that can't be recounted, like hand counted. So hey, my attitude is if they use something and got votes on something that wasn't legitimate, form stuff, once they got in there, hey, that's that's your illegal crap. So I don't know, see how that goes. But being a prosecutor that she has been in her life, like I said, and a past attorney general, and a damn fine one at that, if she keeps things, she does not speak up and make accusations or things like, or request, want something rechecked unless she's pretty sure. It's like they didn't bring. That's one of the reasons Merrick Garland delayed so much, was he wanted to make sure he was getting every side of it, but he just delayed too long. Um, After the boxes in the bathrooms and all that shit were broke, he could have started moving a lot quicker. Um, so we shall see. It's possible MAGA is celebrating and outing themselves even more. Oh, and there's one other thing. I just want to warn you. I did warn you, ladies, you progressive liberal ladies. There are men, and I'm seeing a lot of those in the last few days, and I'm not even looking for them. Videos of people, men and women, telling left ladies to be careful because there are men who they want a vagina to order around, but they don't want to be the kind of person that they want. They like liberal women, but they want them to be. They want to be able to be subjugated, and we're not. They're lying to women with politics. Or if you ask, you're seeing a new guy, or you meet somebody, ask them about what their view on politics are. If they say, "Oh, I don't follow politics," run. Because either A, they're not aware. No, they're not woke. They're not aware. Um, and two, he doesn't want to talk about it because he can't lie that much. He's already having to lie to his MAGA people about some things, obviously, if you're full on MAGA and yet you want to hook up with women that don't want to hook up with you because of your politics. So they're already lying to them that they don't like really MAGA women. MAGA women are arrogant and brash and, well, stupid. And that might be great if you're the kind of guy that likes to be the one that makes all the decisions and she just jumps. But, and jumps to do it. But they can't converse with those women. They can't ever have a conversation with their girlfriend or wife because, I mean, a heartfelt one, because you can't fake it all the time. You know what I'm saying? So they don't want to discuss politics because they're already having to hide who part of themselves with their MAGA people, but they don't want to hang with MAGA 24/7. Really? You don't? I thought you were MAGA, yeah! But you don't want to hang or date the MAGA women because they're too stupid? Oh. Oh. My. So just ladies that are dating, I was done over a decade ago, literally. With just, I'm happy. I'm happy here, myself and my two cats. I am perfectly fine with that. On very rare occasions, it gets like, God, I wish I would just want to talk to somebody about something. You know, the cats just, they're not good with philosophical or political conversations as far as offering anything. They're supportive, but yeah. It's just a cat person joke. But, all in all, I'm much happier. There's peace here, and the only time there's unsettled is when I myself am feeling that. Yeah, they're good to have for support, but my kids, my little kidders, you see Rasty's right there, and right in her little fuzzy bed is Smudgy. She's laying there needing. She was looking at me. She was listening to her mommy talk, and eating. It's so cute. I wish I could take the camera and show you her. She's all like laying on her side and eating on. It's a big fur, like you see them. It's not a beanbag, but it looks like it. It's that. Yeah. Anyway, um. So yeah, there's definitely questioning being done, especially since somebody like that has been analyzing everything and has actually taken it to make that letter to send that letter to her. I'm not giving you absolute good, positive, but at least there's a hope. And for all of you that have been the same as me, going, I don't know what it is, but it doesn't feel right. And if you've been getting the same feeling and you also know when your gut is telling you something, then for you guys, it's like me, it's hopeful news. At least hopeful news. Let's see. But if there's things that were done that can't be manually recounted, then they shouldn't be counted. I'm sorry, but that's the kind of shit you guys were saying there, 4 years ago. And all bent about a thumb drive, which was a ginger mint. Seriously, Rudy? And don't they call them zip drives? I mean, I know they used to be called a thumb drive because, but you put it in. But I thought they called them zip drives or external drives or something, or sticks, data sticks or something like that. Whatever. Rudy isn't all that aware. He fell into chairs. Come on. But at least he doesn't have as much money maybe to be drinking as much, maybe. Maybe he's going through detox, maybe that's what's going on. But yes, that is what's happening. A data scientist questions the election. So I know, Judy, put the link so we could read the letter ourselves. Okay! Peace out, guys. Let's hope.